Hi everyone, so I'm so excited. I've got a very exciting parcel has arrived this morning in the post. I ordered this about 2 weeks ago. Been waiting very patiently for it to arrive. I have got myself a Pivo robotic cameraman. So, okay, we've got a little something on top, a little plastic pouchy, and then the Pivo itself with a special hard case, keep it nice and safe. And oh yeah, I forgot about this. I got an action mount as well, which means I can attach my GoPro onto it, so I can get footage off my GoPro from it. So little package in here. Oh, that's nice. It's a little soft bag. Let's put the wee Pivo in. What we're all here for, what I'm here for, the Pivo. This is a Pivo Silver, which is the next one up from the Pivo Red. I don't really know what the difference in them is, if I'm honest with you. This one was only a couple of pounds extra, so it seemed silly not to get the more recent one. So I have now worked out what the difference is between the Pivo Pod Red and the Silver. The Silver is faster than the Red. That's the only difference. Lots of people seem to use the Red successfully with horse riding. I just felt the Silver was newer, and like I say, it was about £5 more expensive or something. It really wasn't that much more expensive, so it seemed like it was worthwhile to shell out for that one. Right, so nice little case, nice and hard. Oh, wow, okay, so we open up. There's the Pivo. This, I think, is the remote. There's a USB cable and an all-important instructions. Let's see. Oh, it's very slick looking. It is. Here is the bad boy. I think these are feet. I've watched so many videos. You know what it's like? You watch these videos so you kind of know what everything is. I think these are little feet that pop out. Yes, they are. So these come out and then stabilize it on whatever it's sitting on. That's very exciting. Right, I'm going to have a little read of the instruction manual and then come back. So I'm going to voice over this. This is my first time using the Pivo Pod, indicating there that I've started it with the remote. I decided to start it before I got on so I could see if it would track me, and if I needed to make any adjustments I could do that before I got on. So I'm just checking there, and then I'm walking up to the top end of my grass arena, which is a 20 by 40. I'm just going to put the box up. The settings I had it on, if I remember rightly, it was on AI, then this to keep us focused in the centre, and speed was fast, and I think I had predictive follow on, which means that if it loses you, it continues round in the same direction you were going for about, I can't remember, it's a certain amount of degrees to see if it can pick you back up again. So obviously it's followed us fine. It had no problem following us all the way up to the top of the school and all the way down to the bottom. It does lose me in a moment, and I thought, because I didn't notice it till I reached the bottom right hand corner, I thought it had stopped tracking us because we were too far away, but I think it's confused by the sheep. So I think it sees the sheep, then it goes, oh wait, no, hang on, that isn't a horse, scans round, can't find us, waits, and then we come round and pick it back up again. But it's easy to pick it back up. I'm just going to walk in front of it. It's facing into the sun, and it has absolutely no problems recognising Pedro's a horse and following on again. And I'm just going to switch off here and go and mount up to try it ridden. So this is a few days later. I actually managed to lose all the footage from the first time I rode with the Pivo Pod. Nothing to do with the Pivo Pod, everything to do with human error. I switched the pod off before stopping recording, and then the Pivo didn't save the footage. So note to self, stop recording, then turn off the Pivo Pod. So I'm just checking here to make sure that it is tracking us, which it is. My settings on this day were pretty much the same as the first time. So AI, centre focus, fast, There's no zoom on it today, and I didn't have the predictive follow on either. I thought I'd try it without that and see how we got on. So here we are walking. I walked all the way around the school on both reins to check that it would follow us, and it did not too badly. I think it loses us fairly soon. We are coming down. I think it's when I get down to the bottom it gets a bit confused. I think it's coming up soon. Yeah, there, it just swings round. It does that a couple of times down the bottom end of the school, and then it swings back around, but it picks us up. So I thought that was quite good, actually, that it came back and it did actually manage to pick us up, even though it was moving quite fast. So I was pretty impressed with that. But yeah, it loses us a few times when we're down that bottom end of the school. So I don't know if it's a distance thing, a light thing, or what. And here we are coming across a diagonal. Just wanted to check and see that it would track across the diagonal, which it did. I'm actually walking quite close to it as we're crossing across this diagonal, because the pod's set up just to the side of X, and then we try coming up the centre line and kind of off centre line, because those poles are actually on the centre line. So I come up one side to check, and then I do the other side as well, and yeah, it manages fine. And again, I'm fairly close to it walking past, but it seems to cope. And on the other side, it manages fine too, even though when it turns, it's facing into the sun. And there we go, into the sun, but it's not got a problem continuing to follow us. And it loses us here on this diagonal. It seems to be that diagonal that it always loses us on, that bottom one. It's kind of the KH sort of way, but then I pick it back up again, just walk past it and pick it back up, which is fine. And I halt here, and after I've halted, it loses me again. I'm not sure if just the stopping the motion at that distance, that it kind of got a bit confused, and then it doesn't see us as it comes past. But again, oh yeah, I trot past it this time and I can't catch us, and I have this whole conversation about it not liking us trotting.
It does not like us in trot. Oh, it doesn't like us trotting.
So I just come back to a walk and it picks us up, and then I do a really slow trot just to make sure it is going to track, and it does. I'm not sure if we were just too close to it when we trotted past, or if it actually likes you to do the transition in front of it. I'm not sure. So then we come just a wee slow trot to make sure that it's going to follow. I think next time I might try it on the frenzy speed, seeing as this is the faster Pivo, and just seeing if that makes much of a difference. But I don't think we're going too fast. I think it's fine. And yeah, again, in that bottom corner, that KH diagonal loses us again. And again, I just walk past, and it's quite happy to pick us up. So I think over the whole, I got about 20 minutes of footage, and over the whole time, the whole 20 minutes, it lost us about 5 times. I've included every time it lost us, I've included that in this video. So I think, to be honest with you, I don't think that's bad at all. I was quite pleased with that, actually, and it seemed to get a little bit better as time went on. Whether that was the change in the light, or if it just needs a little bit of a chance to get used to the image it's seeing, I'm not sure. So this was us doing a 3-loop serpentine, which it did follow us for the whole of the 3-loop serpentine, which was good. So I wanted this to pass on to somebody. And another little bit trot work for you. I was really pleased with this one, actually, because I normally find sitting trot really hard on him,
And that day I was just finding it much easier, and I sort of wasn't sure why, but looking back I can see he's actually engaged his back, which will be why I'm finding it easier. So this is me coming up the centre line directly towards it. Really bad attempt at leg heel to go past it. You see it loses me, but it's not on predictive follow, but it keeps on going, and then it catches us again. So I was really pleased with that. And it loses us again here. And I think I maybe don't notice. And then I just walk up and yeah, it goes back the other way. Yeah, and then I come round. And this time it managed to pick us up when we're trotting past. So I think a lot of it's to do with how close you are to how far away from it you are, what your light is like and things. But generally as a tool, I do quite enjoy it actually. And because I don't have anyone around to film me while I'm riding to take photos, it's nice to have even if it is just intermittent bits of footage. I'm really enjoying it, and I know that the developers have got all sorts of plans in the works, and I think there's an update coming soon to help with issues people have had with the remote. So realistically, the pod's just going to get better and better, and the more those of us who have them can give constructive comments to the developers, then the better they're going to be able to make it for us. I also tried the Many Me function. So the Pivo Pod doesn't just take video, it takes photographs as well, and quite snazzy and creative ones. So here I'm just trying to work out the height I need to have it at, because my other camera, which is filming, is actually on my little tripod. So this was a Many Me I was going to do of tacking up. Didn't quite work. I've got a better one of grooming, which I'll put in at the end. This one didn't quite come off, so I'm going to try it again. Possibly do it outside, I think might be better. I'm just making it a bit higher. You've got to be imaginative and creative in these situations, don't you? So this was, yeah, so this is me tacking up. So you just put it on, I put it on the pod, and then, yes, I'm jiggling about and sorting it and things, and I couldn't get the remote to work, and I had to kind of jiggle about with that a little bit, and all it was that I'd had the app on before I switched on the pod. So I just had to switch everything off and then back on again, and we were working. So I just stood with it. It was on manual. I used the remote to take the picture, and you can see it moving there after it's taken the picture. Then I finished putting his bridle on, went and got his saddle, had a check to see which side I wanted to be on, decided it should be the other side, and you'll see in a minute. There we go, I've taken the photo and the pod's moved to the last position because I was doing 3 images. So I just grab his boots because that's going to be what my last picture is. This is me putting his boots on, and then it takes the picture. And then I'm just checking to see what I've got. So this is the image I took that actually worked. This was a grooming one. I had the pod actually, it was on the tripod and on my stable door when I took this one, which just gave me a better height, so you can actually see me in it. The tacking up one, you couldn't really see me properly when I was doing his saddle or his bridle actually. So it didn't really work all that well. But I like this function. It's just a bit of fun. Although for me, the main use of the Pivo Pod is definitely the filming. And yes, I say so far, I'm actually really pleased with it. I hope you have enjoyed this and found it useful. Have a great day. Speak to you all later. Bye.